Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the online prize ceremony of the Chinese Classic Text OCR Challenge 2022. This challenge was initiated by Research Support and Digital Initiatives of CUHK Library in 2021. And this is the second time organizing the event,
in which we co-organized with last year's champion, Academia Sinica Center for Digital Cultures, Taiwan. Here, we have our participating teams and audiences online watching us, and some of our colleagues joining on site. We're happy to invite Professor Alan Chan, Provost, and J.S. Lee, Professor of Chinese Culture of the Chinese University of Hong Kong again. And from Academia Sinica Center for Digital Cultures, we have Dr. Xi Yuan Chen, Director of Academia Sinica Center for Digital Cultures and Research Fellow of Institute of History and Philology, Academia Sinica. And our acting university librarian, Mr. John Barrich, to officiate the ceremony. This year, we have been affected by the COVID situation and deferred a bit, but we feel grateful that the teams have completed the challenge, have all showcased their great expertise in the Chinese classic text OCR technology. For today's prize ceremony, first of all, Professor Chen, Dr. Chen, and Mr. Barrich will deliver their officiating speeches. Ms. Kitty Siu, Digital Scholarship Librarian of CUHK Library, will then give a brief summary on this year's challenge. Dr. Chen and Professor Chen will present the prizes to our winning teams. And after a short break at about 5 o'clock, all the winning teams will give short presentations on their OCR technology. Now, let me invite Professor Alan Chen to give us a speech. Professor Chen, please.
Thank you very much. Dr. Chen, Mr. Barrich, colleagues, students, participants, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm absolutely delighted to be able to join you once again at this very meaningful ceremony, the second edition of our classical Chinese text. I think it should be classical Chinese text rather than Chinese classic text, right? Classical Chinese Text OCR Challenge 2022. This year, we are particularly grateful and pleased that we can be working together with the Center for Digital Cultures at the Academia Sinica in Taiwan, who incidentally, of course, won the competition last year. I think this year, we hope to be able to build on the foundation that was laid last year in promoting further the technology and also the interest in our rich collection of Chinese texts. CUHK, I think, is truly blessed that we do have a wonderful collection of classical Chinese texts. As a university, of course, we are committed to spearheading research in China studies, which incidentally is a part of our new strategic plan. China studies, both traditional China as well as modern and contemporary Chinese studies. I suppose I am particularly fond of this competition for selfish reasons, because I happen to be a student of classical Chinese texts. When I was a graduate student, I always dreamed of, one day I might be as good as Professor D.C. Lau, Professor Chen Mu, Professor Rao Zhongyi, who are truly virtuosi of classical Chinese literature. And then I was introduced to digital humanities, and I discovered another world. With this technology, students like myself then are able to make connections across a whole spectrum of documents, data, and really try to do something new and different. That kind of access simply was not possible previously without the aid of digital technologies. And of course, OCR is a critical component of that technological landscape that seeks to further our understanding of traditional China in this case. So this is really why we are so pleased that we are able to, again, host this competition. As I said, particularly happy that we are working with the Center for Digital Culture at Academia Sinica with their support. This new partnership has already enabled us to make available some 11,000 texts online to enable a much wider audience to access and precisely to seek new connections and to find new insight through this facility. Let me, I shouldn't really be taking up too much of your time. Let me simply again congratulate the organizers, our wonderful colleagues in the library, as well as our partners, and of course to also offer my heartiest congratulations to the winners of the 2022 edition of the Chinese Classic Text OCR competition. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Chen. Now, let me invite Dr. Chen to have a speech.
Good afternoon, Vice President Chen and Acting University Librarian John Barich, guests of honor and friends. Welcome you all. This year is the second year hosting the Chinese Classic Text OCR Challenge. As the champion of the last year's challenges, our center at CDC, Academic Sinica Center for Digital Culture is very honored to be invited to co-host such an international event with the Chinese University of Hong Kong Library, together promote the development and the exchange of the Chinese classical text optical character recognition technology, which set a milestone for digital humanity research. In recent years, our center has invested in the research and development of OCR technology, have made our initial success. We've also begun to assist domestic and foreign academic institutions in automatically recognition image. As the demand increased of collaborational unit for automatic image recognition, we are building on a so-called online OCR and proofreading system, which is expected to be officially launched by the end of this year. So then all everyone on the internet, through internet, could use this online system, could use this platform to conduct full text conversion of Chinese image independently. We all know that Chinese text OCR is an essential part in the field of digital humanities, which can effectively reduce the cost of the manual description of text, to speed up the process of accurate retrieval and application of classic text. A push for humanities scholars to conduct various research approach, such as text interpretation, version, comparison, and contextual analysis. So we are delighted to work with you or to join, promote, and improve research and development of Chinese text OCR, and hope that one day we will achieve breakthroughs in the search of the image digital humanity. We welcome all to work together to embrace the brave new digital world. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chen, and Academia Sinica Center for Digital Cultures for the great support and expertise. Now, let me invite Mr. Barish to give a speech. Mr. Barish, please.
Professor Chen, Dr. Chen, participants and colleagues, good afternoon, everyone, here in the Digital Scholarship Lab and online. Welcome to the prize ceremony. This is the second time, as we've heard, that the library has hosted this worldwide challenge, and this year we're pleased to co-organise the event with Academia Sinica Centre for Digital Cultures, who were the champions last year. We're grateful to have their expertise and support. Our digital scholarship librarian, Kitty, will brief everyone more about the challenge in a moment. I don't need to probably say this in a lot of detail, but Chinese OCR is an important component in enhancing Chinese classics text analysis in various Chinese studies areas. The OCR technology on Chinese rare books has been advancing and developing, and it helps researchers to explore machine-readable Chinese classic texts. However, with the great varieties of ancient Chinese fonts and strokes and writing styles, there is still much room for improvement of the technology in recognising Chinese classical texts. So we imagine that every year there'll be incremental improvements, and maybe in 5 years' time we'll be much further down the road with the technology and the things it can do. In our 10-day challenge, we've combined handwritten Chinese classic texts with printed ones, and this has increased the difficulty this year. But overall, the result reached a 90% accuracy or higher. To allow us to understand more about the OCR technology, all of the winning teams will give a short presentation after this ceremony. We've been working with over 30 CUHK departments and research centres, as well as other worldwide institutions in this area. In addition to Beishang Tang Foundation, McGill University and Shanghai Library, we've started collaboration with Academia Sinica Centre for Digital Cultures beyond co-organising this event. Such collaborations are remarkable and beneficial, not only for the library, but for the university. As we work with the Centre on different areas, such as utilising Chinese classics OCR for open access initiatives. Lastly, I'd like to thank our digital initiatives team. They do a wonderful job, and thanks very much for your hard work. I may be grateful to Dr. Wang and his team and Dr. Chen for the Centre who provided support and expertise in co-organising this event. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Barish. Now, we will have Ms. Kitty Siu to give a brief summary of the challenge. Ms. Siu, please.
Okay, thank you, Tiffany. And thank you all. And I'm Kitty, and I'm the Digital Scholarship Librarian here. And okay, here we will have a brief summary on this year's challenge. This year, we have started our registration in mid-February, okay? But because of the COVID situation, we have delayed a bit of our schedule. And so all the things have delayed a bit, and up to May, we have completed the challenge. And then now we are having the prize ceremony. And this year, we have a bit more teams registered. We have 25 teams. And for this year, we have divided into open teams and student teams. We have 10 registration on open team and 15 registration on student teams. While for the regions, we also, apart from the majority from China, we also have Hong Kong, Taiwan, United States, Japan, and France. For competing, okay, the challenge, we have 6 competed. Okay. We have 3 from open teams and 3 from student teams. And for open teams, the results really very good. Okay, their accuracy is over 94%. Okay, this is part of because our scoring equation has been changed. Last year it was a bit difficult, and this year we have adopted a a worldwide adopted version, which may be less difficult than last year. And that's why the percentage is much higher. While for student team, okay, the champion is also as high as open team, okay, which is more than 94%. While the other two is also having very good results of over 70%, okay, because we have much more varieties of the images for this year. Here are some of our observations and challenges during these 10 days of challenge. And in these 10 days, we have used more than over 520 pages, with 50 pages per day per challenge, and also 20 pages for training sets. And we have altogether, there are more than 83,000 of characters, Chinese characters being recognized, which is much more than last year's 74,000. And the teams all the teams have to submit a platform, an online platform, so that we can upload the rare books images and then to download their recognized text, okay, for scoring. And they have to complete all the process within 50 minutes. Okay, and during these 10 days of challenge, here are some of the results, okay, that has posed some challenge to them. Okay, so the first one is, okay, you will see that here are those in the rare books images. And the writing strokes, okay, is much different from ours, okay, using now. In commercial use or other uses, okay, people may use the written, okay, commonly used in nowadays, but in our challenge, we need them to use the original, okay, the original strokes that is exactly the same as what appeared in the images. So we also have we have two polls to showcase the word count for the 100 most difficult to be recognized correctly on the strokes here. The second one is some of the images have a very compact in the printing of the text. You may see something like this. Okay, the text distance on the images. And so sometimes they may be recognized for, they may miss the words, or they may recognize more words, okay, which will be counted as wrong. And the third one is, sorry. Okay, and the third challenge is, that, okay, sometimes there are some double characters. And some similar writings, okay, similar strokes. And so they may also recognize as some wrong words or redundant words. Okay, these are all the challenges. And because of the time, there may be some others as well, but we don't have much time to explain. Okay, and in this challenge, we have much more varieties than last year, including some different print formats. Okay, you see that the compact text, and also we have some handwritten rare books as well. Okay, and here is the list of all those sources. Okay, including two sources from Institute of History and Philology of Academia Sinica. Okay, so here are the summary. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Siu. I think everyone has a bit understanding on how the challenge was done. Here comes the happy moment that we will be presenting the prizes to our winning teams. This year, we have open teams and student teams, and both doing very well. All the winning teams will all be awarded with e-vouchers, and the champion will have an e-badge for display. Let me start with student teams first. I would like to invite Dr. Xi Yuan Chen of ASCDC to present the prizes to our student winning teams. We will be starting from second runner-up. Dr. Chen, please.
We know that, aside from, participants from the industry and the academic field, this year challenges also had student teams join us, which is good, direction we look forward to further generation continue to unite and strengthen the international research and development team for Chinese classical OCR. So it's my honor to present this the e-voucher. Okay, so the first one is the second runner-up.
Right. The second runner-up 季军 of student team 学生组 is咕叽咕叽孤寂孤寂硕一群 from National Taiwan University 国立台湾大学. This team has 4 members joining this challenge, and their OCR technology is self-developed. 使用 Clova AI 开发的 Craft 做字源侦测，之后利用 Craft 给的字源位置资讯，自行撰写程式码做文字图片的切割、分行、排序。字源辨识使用 MelnicNet， 辨识模型使用 Cassia HCBD 资料训练，有对训练资料加上自行定义的资料增强。More will be shared in their presentations later. The second runner-up team is awarded for 3,000 Hong Kong dollars of e-vouchers, and Dr. Chen, please present the prize to them. Congratulations to the National Taiwan University team. We now have the first runner-up, Ya Jun. It goes to 山城小面队 from various institutions. The team has 7 members, and many of them are studying in institutions in the United States. Some of the members have joined the challenge last year too. They were developing their own OCR program in Python. The detection and recognition parts will be built with Pedal OCR module, and the data transmitting part will be built with Flask module. I think they will tell you more in their presentations later. The first runner-up team is awarded for $5,000 of e-vouchers. Dr. Chen, please. Thank you, Professor Chen, and congratulations to Shancheng Xiaomiandui, who will announce the champion of student team. The champion, Guanjun team, has also joined our first challenge, and it goes to Deep Valley from Peking University, Beijing Daxue. The team also had joined last year's challenge and has the overall accuracy rate as high as the open team, which is about 94%. The introduction is 本团队来自北京大学软体与微电子学院，在古文识别有过较多的探索和积累，希望能通过比赛进一步交流与提高。程式来自团队自行研发。I'm sure that they will share more in the coming presentation. The champion of student team is awarded for 8,000 Hong Kong dollars of e-vouchers and an e-badge display. Professor Chen, please. Thank you, Professor Chen, and congratulations to Deep Valley and all the student winning teams. We'll be hearing more of the sharing of the OCR technology later. Now, we will be awarding to the open teams. Professor Alan Chen, please stay to present the prizes to the winning teams. The second runner-up, Ji Jun of open team, 公开组 is 古籍数字化实验室 河南文数保智能科技研究院有限公司. They have joined last year's challenge, and the accuracy rate is much higher this year. Their OCR technology is self-developed, 多阶段古籍文字 OCR 算法集合. Again, the sharing will be available later. The second runner-up team is awarded for 3,000 Hong Kong dollars of e-vouchers. Professor Chen, please present the prize to them. Thank you, Professor Chen. And congratulations to the second runner-up team. Now we have the first runner-up, Ya Jun team. DeepBLueAI from 深延科技北京有限公司. They were the second runner-up of last year's challenge, and the accuracy rate has advanced much. DeepBLueAI also has self-developed OCR program, and it's 应用于多项落地应用. And I think they will share more later. DeepBLueAI team will be awarded for 5,000 Hong Kong dollars of e-vouchers. Professor Chan, please. Congratulations to first run-up team, and thank you, Professor Chan. Now, we will announce the champion of Open Team. The champion, 冠军 team, goes to USTC 算法研究组. The team has an overall accuracy rate of 96.07%, which is only 0.02% higher than first run-up team, which makes the challenge more exciting. The team consists of graduates from USTC, 由在校期间古文研究兴趣小组成员研发，现成员均毕业，不参加公开组，出于对古文技术的热爱，参加比赛。OCR 程式自行研发，成员就读于 USTC 期间研发，基于自研的时序图像分类技术，完成字符检测、图像分类及时序纠错。We will leave them to give the presentation on their technology later. The champion of Open Team is awarded for 8,000 Hong Kong dollars of e-vouchers and an e-badge display. Professor Chan, please have the e-voucher and e-badge delivering to them in one touch. Congratulations to all the Open winning teams, and thank you, Professor Chan, again for presenting the prizes to them. The prize ceremony has come to an end. Thank you, Professor Chan, Dr. Chen, Mr. Barrett, participating teams, and all of you in joining the ceremony. We hope the challenge can be organized again in the future, but we may need to locate more difficult rare books images first. Our officiating guests can leave for other engagement or welcome to stay for the winning team's presentations, which will be started after a short break at 5:05. Thank you for your participation.